How difficult is it to remain faithful to a watchmaking tradition based on creating the finest timepieces? While many collectors are attracted to new technologies, the design of the piece, how flat a watch can be, or the relationship between mechanics and electronics, Patek Philippe remains intact and steadfast in its proposition: precision. Patek Philippe watches are incredibly popular with collectors thanks to their rich history, strong market performance, and technical perfection. Watch enthusiasts also appreciate the incredible craftsmanship that goes into the production of these timepieces. Today, we will delve into the rich history of this watchmaking company, which has remained a beacon of quality, exclusivity, and status throughout the years. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to get regular updates. Let's get started. The birth and rise of Patek Philippe, 1839 to 1922. Patek Philippe was born 185 years ago, thanks to the vision of one man, Antoine Norbert de Patek, who arrived in Geneva in 1833 following the failed uprising against the Russian occupiers in his native Poland. Geneva was a city with a liberal spirit, and Antoine decided to settle there to pursue his love and admiration for watchmaking, where he met Francois Czapek, a Czech watchmaker born in Bohemia. By 1839, Patek had married, and together with his wife, Czapek, and his wife's uncle, Thomas Moreau, founded Patek. Czapek and C with the mission of making the finest and most beautiful watches in the world. The company was a success from the start, thanks to amazing creations in manufacturing and Patek's good network of relationships. But the disagreement between Patek and Czapek led Patek to look for a new partner, whom he met at the Industrial Exhibition of 1844 in Paris, Jean-Adrien Philippe. The French watchmaker had already invented a mechanism for winding watches without a separate key. In 1845, Patek ended his partnership with Czapek and founded a new company with Jean-Adrien Philippe and Vincent Gostkowski, a third partner, under the name Patek & Cie, fabricants at Genève. It soon became clear that Patek, a shrewd businessman, and Philippe, an exceptional watchmaker, made a perfect partnership, and on January 1, 1851, the company was renamed Patek Philippe, and C. Patek built a market driven solely by his desire to transcend, traveling to the United States, St. Petersburg, Moscow, Germany, Italy, and Russia, among other places around the globe. Antoine Norbert de Patek suffered from an illness that did not diminish his desire to create Patek Philippe, but would lead to his death at the age of 65, while his 20-year-old son Leon did not want to take on his father's responsibilities and tasks, so he relinquished the rights in exchange for 10,000 francs. Patek Philippe and the beginning of the Stern era. On October 29, 1929, the stock market on Wall Street plummeted to unimaginable depths in a single day, triggering a prolonged worldwide economic crisis that went down in history as Black Tuesday. Even the venerable watchmaker Patek Philippe and CSA was not immune to the downturn and suffered financially as many of its customers suspended payments. To avoid being taken over by a competitor, the directors turned to brothers Charles and John Stern, whose company, Cadrens Stern Frères, a manufacturer of high-quality watch dials, was one of Patek Philippe's preferred suppliers. The two companies had a friendly relationship, and the Stern brothers were solvent enough not only to help Patek Philippe, but also to acquire a stake in the company in 1932, taking it over completely within a year. This provided the company with much-needed fresh capital, and at the same time, introduced a new management philosophy that redirected production, combining Patek Philippe's unique watchmaking tradition with outstanding watchmaking expertise and modern marketing methods. Before the end of 1932, Patek Philippe launched the Ref. 96, which would go down in history as the prototype of the legendary Calatrava collection. Its case and design systematically reflect the Bauhaus doctrine of form follows function. Consequently, the case and dial are circular, and the hands are minimalist for better functionality, so that nothing distracts from the time display. With its purest gestalt, the Calatrava is one of the first classic round wristwatches in the history of Swiss watchmaking and is considered the paradigm of this watch category. Under the patronage of the Stern family, Patek Philippe became the leading manufacturer of complicated watches in the wristwatch segment, as it had already been in the pocket watch segment. The next generation, Philippe Stern. Henry Philippe Stern, the son of the founder, joined Patek Philippe in Geneva in 1966 to become familiar with all the company's production processes. It was during this period that Philippe Stern was given the task of creating a new watch that would represent his generation. The result was the Nautilus Ref 3700 by 1A, launched in 1976 with the slogan, "One of the most expensive watches in the world is made of steel." Its water resistance of up to 120 meters was also a sensation at the time. The watch became a masterpiece. In 1977, Philippe Stern was appointed CEO of Patek Philippe. In 1980, Philippe Stern launched a project that combined visionary marketing with true entrepreneurial spirit, creative sensitivity, and an affinity for the arts. The watchmaking fireworks on the occasion of the company's 150th anniversary in 1989. He recruited top-notch engineers to transform Patek Philippe from an artisan to an industrial manufacturer. The commitment to craftsmanship was maintained, but the watches were designed according to detailed blueprints, and the parts were manufactured by hand using state-of-the-art machinery to ensure the reproducibility of components and quality standards, as well as the manufacturing capacity to service and repair all Patek Philippe watches in the future. Today, Philippe Stern benefits from the fact that Patek Philippe is an independent, family-owned company with no external players to limit its autonomy. His strategy involves entrepreneurial risk, but as we know today, several other privately owned companies that shied away from risk were either liquidated or taken over by one of the large conglomerates. For Philippe Stern, however, the equation has been solved. To celebrate its 150th anniversary, Patek Philippe developed the world's most complicated wearable watch, the Caliber 89 with 33 complications. It remains unsurpassed to this day. At the same time, the workshops developed the R27, a self-winding wristwatch with a minute repeater, which chimed the hours with fantastic sonority. It was a good omen for 1989, the year in which Patek Philippe further consolidated its future. Contemporary Patek Philippe, 1989 to 2014. From 1996 to the present day, watchmaking has been concentrated in a new headquarters at Plan Langoitz, on the outskirts of Geneva, a building that brought together all the workshops and ushered in a new era for the company. In the same year, a patent was created for watches with annual calendar mechanisms. In 2001, one of Philippe Stern's greatest dreams came true. After 40 years of passion and care in building his extraordinary private collection, he finally opened the Patek Philippe Museum in Geneva's Plain Palais district. With more than 2,000 timepieces, including automatic watches, enamel miniatures, and grand complications, as well as a library containing more than 8,000 works devoted to the measurement of time, it was immediately one of the world's most important watch museums. In 2002, the company invested in a new department called Patek Philippe Advanced Research, focusing on new materials and cutting-edge technologies that would become a cornerstone of the company's manufacturing philosophy. Tradition and innovation, reinforced by Patek Philippe's independence and technical superiority. The first tangible result was an escapement wheel made of a silicon derivative, a material introduced in 2005. Today, Patek Philippe is one of the most recognized and respected luxury watch brands in the world. The company remains committed to innovation and excellence, and has received numerous awards for its exceptional craftsmanship and attention to detail. Patek Philippe watches are highly prized by watch collectors and are considered true works of art in Swiss watchmaking. There's no doubt that the limited production of Patek Philippe watches, their high market value, and their easily traceable origins have made this accessory a staple in the wardrobes of major celebrities. That's all for now. Have you ever worn one of these watches? Share your experience in the comments below. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to our channel to keep in touch with regular updates. Thanks for watching till the end.